Today we are going to see the 86th sloka. Suvarna Bindurakshobyah Sarvavagishwareshwaraha Mahahrado Mahagharto Mahabhudo Mahanidhi. Suvarna Bindu. Suvarna means gold. Bindu means the dot. So for the Bhagavan, we always denote in a simplified form of Omkaram. Om. O-H-M. So in Sanskrit, if we write like 3, then put like this, and on the top there will be a like this Chandrakala, and Chandrakala means like on the rainbow in the opposite side, and one dot. That dot is called Bindu, and that Bindu has a lot of value. That's why it's called Suvarna. Suvarna means golden. So Bhagavan's that Omkaram, which is all the base for everything. When we do a puja, or when we do some homam, or when we do some dedication to Bhagavan, we always use the term Om. That will always take us to the peaceful of mind, and we will get to focus. So that's why when you listen to any meditation videos or tone or anything, they will always put, for soothing of the mind, they always put the tone as Om. That Om has that much power. And it is also said that in the Chandogya Upanishad, Bhagavan's body from top till the tip of the nail, it is fully gold. Means Bhagavan's limbs are radiant like gold. It has that much power. That's why Bhagavan is called Suvarna Bindu. Next one is Akshobhya. Akshobhya means unruffled. That means for being, human being, we have two types of distraction. One is subjective distraction, one is objective distraction. Subjective means that it will be inside us. Objective means we have specific action towards that. So the subjective of the distraction that we have are desire, anger, passion. So these are the things that will distract us from achieving the moksha. And the objective one is the enchanting beauty that is attracting us, which will make our 5 senses move away from the dedication that we have to do for Bhagavan. So these two, subjective and objective distraction, is not seen in Bhagavan. For Bhagavan, there is no disturbance of mind or no disturbance in the sense organ. So that's why Bhagavan has the quiet, peaceful grace, and he is perfect because he does not have any distraction. That's why he is called Akshobhya. Kshobhya means destruction. Akshobhya means Bhagavan with no distraction. Next one is Sarva Vagishwareshwara. Sarva means all, and Vagishwareshwara. Ishwara means Lord, and Vagishwara means Lord of Vag, Vak, word, speech. So Bhagavan is the Lord of speech, which is also called Sarva Vagishwareshwara, means the very Lord of the Lord of speech. So whenever the things that we are doing, either with the mouth or the things that we are seeing or the things that we are listening, or the actions that we are doing with our hand, or the things that we are smelling with our nose, everything is contributed to us by Bhagavan. So that's why our sense organs, mind, intellect, and equipment are all controlled by the immediate Lord. So he is the Lord of speech. That's why he is called Sarva Vagishwareshwara. Next one is Mahahrado, means chasm. Hrado means chasm. Maha means great. Chasm means like it's kind of Maya. So Bhagavan is giving us a kind of Maya that we are easily distracted. We are covered with something that is not real. That's why it takes time for recognizing the real thing. We do not recognize Bhagavan until we start knowing about it. That's why it is difficult to cross over it. And it is also called as Hrado means chariot. So Mahahrado means great chariot. So Bhagavan in the Krishna Avataram, he was given the Gidopadesham while he was on the chariot to Arjuna. So that's why Bhagavan is called Mahahrado, or he is the great chariot in which we are on it, traveling according to him. He is controlling us. That's why he is called Mahahrado. Next one is Mahagharto. Mahagharto means when we are, Gartho means the deep hole. So Maha means great. So when we all fall in the great deep hole, Bhagavan gives his hand to lift us towards the life, which is he gives us the positive vibration. Also, when our mind is fully in deep sadness, or when we are in a desperate situation, Bhagavan always shows us another way to come over, to overcome that situation. That's why he's called Mahagharto. Next one is Mahabhudo. Bhuda means the being, all the creations. Maha means the greatest being. So Bhagavan is the source for all the great elements that needs to come into existence in the universe. So he is called infinitude. Infinitude means he is creating the infinite creations. And he is also called the pervasiveness. So he is there in all the places. And he is there to support us when we just call him. And he is also the creator for the entire play of life and death. So he knows when the life is going to begin and when he is going to end. So we are just doing our part in the play of Bhagavan. And also there is another two things that he does. One is called Sangata, another is Vigata. Sangata means integration and Vigata means disintegration. That means Bhagavan is responsible for the creation as well as he is responsible for the destruction. So he is there for everything, every happening. That's why he's called Mahabhuda. Next one is Mahanidhi. Nidhi means treasure. Maha means great. So Bhagavan is the source of the greatest treasure. He is great above, or he is the eternal source where everything is coming and everything is going back. That infinitive substratum is Bhagavan. That Bhagavan has the richest treasure in him, which every devotee is looking for. That is the moksha. So we are seeing the names. Suvarna Bindu, Akshobhya, Sarva Vagishwareshwara, Mahahrada, Mahagartha, Mahabhuda, Mahanidhi. So we'll be reaching the 806th Namam of Vishnu Bhagavan. Suvarna Bindu Rakshobhya, Sarva Vagishwareshwaraha, Mahahrado, Mahagartho, Mahabhudo, Mahanidhi.